Howdy, everybody. What's going on? This is another live stream. I think this is our third live stream for the Patreon users. So thank you guys. I want to thank you guys from the bottom of my heart. Whoa, whoa, whoa! Did you guys hear that audio feedback? Gotta love technical glitches and stuff through all your software that you run. So thank you guys for being patrons. I totally appreciate it. I mean it seriously from the bottom of my heart. And, this is something that I love to do. And, I couldn't do this without you guys. So I do appreciate it. I really do. All right. So for this Dungeon Master Workshop, we are going to take a look. Last time we did character creation. So for this hour, I kind of wanted to expand on adding class features, correcting spell syntax, and, adding anything that you want to your character sheet, whether it be, like I said, a class skill, or maybe a healing potion, maybe an effect from a magic item, etc., 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 yada, yada, yada. So that's what this stream is going to be about. So once you have Fantasy Grounds loaded up, you'll have your 5e rule set. And this is for D&D 5e. And I know that I'm concentrating heavily on D&D 5e right now, but that is to get all of the videos created for the folks that are currently patrons that are playing in the Adventures League games. And also, this is going to be for future use as well, to where people can just jump right into the videos and figure out how to do this stuff. It's very easy once you do it a couple of times. And I know there's a little bit more of a learning curve that has to go along with Fantasy Grounds compared to, say, Roll20. But the features at Fantasy Grounds is just, it's amazing. All right, so let's get started. Now, hopefully, you'll already have a character sheet created. Now, on the right-hand side, I'm going to go ahead and share the screen with you guys now, because you just simply cannot see it. So I'm going to lose the webcam. I'm going to go to sharing my screen. And now you can see I've got Fantasy Grounds all fired up. All right. Now what you want to do is get your PC uploaded into the game, or send it to me or your DM, whoever that's going to run your game for you. And then they'll put it in. You could also import it as well. You just go down here to the little red edit list, hit it. And then these errors will come up, and you can just import, do whatever you need to, get your character sheet in there. So I've got a new character sheet down here. One of my players just made an Adventures League character, so we're going to take a look at Gimbal Glittergold, Virtuitous Brightborough. Ooh, wow, what a name! I think I want to watch Lord of the Rings now. I really do. I feel like I'm taking a trip to the Shire. All right. So what I mean by adding class features and all that cool stuff is you go to your Actions tab, okay? Lower right-hand corner, it is the bottom tab. Now, when you click on Actions, this is where a lot of the magic happens on the 5e character sheet. You've got your weapon attacks up top. You have your cantrips if you're a spell user. If you don't have a spell user, then you don't have to worry about any of that. And then you have your spells. Now, on the bottom, there's two very important buttons that a lot of people forget about or just don't know about. And this is your mode. And your mode standard is exactly what it says. Now, when you hit that again, you're going to go into preparation mode. Now, when you go into preparation mode, you can see, hey, I get to use how many spells per day, blah, 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 blah. You don't ever have to worry about your spell slots. It automatically updates every time you level your character through the automation process in Fantasy Grounds. It also upgrades if you're a hybrid, like a ranger or an eldritch knight or a paladin or something of that nature. The only thing that you need to modify, and we'll come back to this, we'll touch on this again, so I'm kind of going to double dip on the tabs down here, is you'll add preparation to your skills and stuff like that. Now on the right, we're going to leave this on preparation. Now you got a group, click it off the group, and then go to actions. Then you can see it puts these little square pendants up. This is where you drag and drop everything. We'll open up our combat tracker, top right-hand corner, sword cross, and we'll go ahead and take our character sheet, add it to the combat tracker, and then we'll also add another character so we can kind of show what I mean by the pendants and stuff. All right, so take that out of the prep mode. We'll come back later to it. And now when you go back into combat mode, this is what you want your character sheet on when you're playing. Combat and display of actions. All right, that way you don't have all the other mumbo jumbo cluttering up your screen. All right. So here's your spell slots. As you use them, you just check them, and then when you uncheck them, then your spells reappear and stuff like that. So whenever you use your spells, the first level slots disappear, and then all you have left are your cantrips. Pretty darn cool, huh? And then you go back into preparation mode, combat mode. So it's pretty much combat, standard, and preparation. All right. Actions, like I said, this goes into like an edit mode, but honestly, you can edit it on whatever display tab you're on. So I always keep it on actions and combat. I mean, it just keeps the sheet clean. You don't get confused or anything like that. So these pendants, all right, this is the Firebolt spell. This is a cantrip, all right? This is Firebolt. It takes an attack roll. It's range +5. You can see it's a cast attack, and it's +5. It already automatically adds in your intelligence modifier or whatever your primary stat is for that character. So we'll say old Gimbal, it's Gimbal's turn, all right? And he's going to attack Shin. All you do is you just take this, and you can do several things. You can drag it and drop it on the combat tracker. You can take this, hold it down, drag it and drop it on the map if there's a combat map. Or if you forget to, you can drag and drop the total onto whatever target. Me personally, I just drag and drop everything on the map. It's easy. You can also click on the target in the tracker or on the map. There's multiple ways to attack. I'm just going to drag and drop it. So my Firebolt was an attack at Shin of the Fin, and it missed. It was 5 + 5. All right. So if I hit, I would have gone ahead and take the 1d10 fire damage and then dropped it on Shin. Now watch, he'll gain wounds in this column here. All right. So I dropped the damage. It was a minimum damage of 1 fire damage. Really a horrible roll. But then you can see, all right, it adds 1. So what we're going to do is we are going to add something else. I'm just giving you examples of, the different types of attacks and whatnot. These things will heal. They'll do all kinds of stuff. So Gimbal's a new sheet. All right. I want to make healing potions because there's a lot of healing potions in D&D 5e. All right. So go down here in the bottom right-hand corner. And this is not only to make, this is to make class features, which we'll go ahead and we'll do. This is going to be for healing potions, any spell that wasn't parsed, that has the pendants and stuff like that. Piece of cake. It's really easy to do. And then I'm going to show you a couple of different sources that you can pull data from as well. So, in fact, I think I'll probably open this up first. So what we'll do is we'll create something. Go down here to the bottom right to the edit list. Hit that button. And then see the star in the middle. It says add power. That's what you want to click. Now, look, it added a power category. All right. Now, to change this name powers, you just click on the box on the right. We're going to call this potions. All right. We'll always put all our potions here. Now, just click out of the box. Click anywhere. Now, see, it changed that powers to potions. So now you can see all of your potions that you have. And you'll, the more potions you get, the more syntax you'll be adding or potion drag and drops to your sheet, right? All right, so now, seeing that we've got our potions category added, we'll close up the edit list. And all you have to do folks, is type in what you want on the left-hand side. Now, remember, there's two boxes, left and right. The box on the right puts this item into whatever. So if I put spell slot, well, if I put cantrips in parentheses, or level 1, spells level 1 in parentheses, it has to be identical spelling. And it would literally take this and then drop it down into my spells or, spell cantrips, whatever. So as long as you have the correct spelling, identical spelling on the right-hand side box, it'll categorize this. But seeing that I want to keep this potions, we'll just leave it potions. All right. Now we're going to put healing potion in here. This is where you name your item. Simple as that. Now, right-click this. When you want to actually add the pendants, remember, in the actions display, you can see healing potions. I have nothing here on the right-hand side. And you'll notice that the powers box, the potions box, disappeared because it categorized that under potions. All right. So we want to make a healing pendant now. All right. So what we want to do is right-click anywhere in this area and then click on this slightly downward to the northeast pointing action arrow. When the radio button menu pops up, you click on Add Action. It's going to pop up another radial menu. Now, this is all of the different pendants that you can add to your healing potion. You can add, the sword is, you can add a cast. So it would basically add something like this with the dice. You can add a damage pendant. Maybe it was poison or something like that. Then it would add the blood drop pendant. Maybe you want a healing pendant. That is going to have the red X. So instead of this red droplet, it would be a red X, all right? Then the last one is I call it a little zombie icon. It looks like, but it's the conditions or effects pendant. And it would add something like this with the little shuddering zombie or shuffling zombie, whatever you want to call them. I don't know what the official thing Fantasy calls it. I don't even think they know. But remember, we're doing a healing potion, so we want to add a heal. Now, each one of these pendants has syntax attached to it. So all of your casting is going to have all kinds of things with casting modifiers and whatnot. Damage will be damage. Healing is what we want. Conditions are like effects, adding damage to an attack for 1 round, whatever. So each one is its own entity and it has its own options. So let's click on the heal. And now you can see the healing pendant has been added, but there's nothing in it. It just says heal, and that's it. So the little magnifying glasses on the right-hand side are what you want to open it up to edit the syntax or the command that you want to make for this healing pendant, all right? You're going to have to open up 2. You're going to have to open up the first one beside the actual healing potion skill or pendant or whatever pendant you're making one for, and then open up the second one here, and it's going to open up a pop-up box. Now, you can name it if you can do all kinds of stuff, all right? But for healing, there's targeting. Targets mean you can heal anybody with it, or there is self, which means that it won't allow you to heal anybody but yourself. Healing potion, of course, you can shove one down somebody's throat or anything like that, so we're going to leave it on targets, all right? The second menu button is going to be hit points. Of course, we're healing hit points. There's also temporary hit points, so you can switch between them too. Piece of cake. You just keep it on hit points. Maybe your dungeon master would give you a temporary hit point healing potion that lasts maybe 8 hours or so. Then you would, call it temp. Well, the type anyway. But for this, healing potions, heal anybody, leave it on targets, and hit points. So you're gonna say, okay, well, now how do I add in the 2d4 plus 2, because that's what a healing potion heals for, 2d4 plus 2. That's a piece of cake. Come down here to the bottom left-hand corner where your beautiful dice are. They may be a different color than mine, probably will be. I have mine in like a fluorescent green or a very high voltage green. Pick up the 4-sided And as you're holding down the left-hand mouse button, you can just right-click, tap the right button, another four-sided will come up. And all you do is you just drop it right here where it says dice. Look at that. Perfect. So there's your 2d4. You don't have to worry about a stat, but you do have to worry about the bonus. It's 2d4 plus 2. Now, all you do is you just X out of that. All right. Now you can see that the syntax is 2d4 plus 2. And it's going to heal any target, and it's going to be for hit points. All right. Now, close this as well. And look at that. It looks just like your other spells, features, whatever. So let's test this out, shall we? We'll say that Shen is in our party. You guys have been fighting some kobolds. And we'll say that he has 7 wounds worth of damage done to him. In Fantasy Grounds, everything counts up. Everything is ascending damage. So when you take 4 points of damage, or 7 points of damage in this case, then there will be a 7. That means you have 3 hit points left because your max is 10. All right. Once you get used to that, it's not a problem. So we'll say it's Gimbal's turn, and Shen is engaged. Okay. Well, and in fact, we'll even say that we'll even go above, and we'll say that he's down and unconscious. So he's at 10 of 10 wounds, and he's rolling death saving throws. So we need to get there and get a healing potion in him quick. All right. We'll say the combat's over. It's Gimbal's turn, and Gimbal comes over and he has a healing potion, and he wants to give it to Shen. All you got to do when it's your turn, pick up this healing pendant potion, and you can see it picked up the 2d4, and it'll add the plus 2. Just like attacking or throwing damage, throwing a heal is the same way. You can drop it on the map if you have a combat map on the token that you want to heal, or you can drop it on the combat tracker. So for this case, we'll heal Shen this way. Now look, it says heal to Shen of the Fin, and he healed 9. Wow, that was actually clutch. That was almost max. So we'll say that he got healed for 9, and he's got 1 wound left. So he comes to. He's not unconscious anymore. He's still going to be prone. So he would have the prone effect on there. And you can look at all of your 5e effects, top right-hand corner on the little zombie effect icon, and you just drag and drop those over there. So he would come to. He's still prone. He's got to stand up, use half his movement. You would take that off, and he's feeling much better. And then the game continues on. Deduct your healing potion, and you're golden. So that's an example of how to make 1, and that's just very, very basic. All right. Now, what happens if you need something that adds extra damage? What happens if you need to maybe parse a spell that did not parse? Or maybe if you need to add second wind for the fighter, which is a heal. Let's go ahead and do the fighter. I'll show you another example on how to do that. So we'll say that Gimbal is a fighter for this example, okay? So what we'll do is we will create another section of features, okay? Go back down to the bottom right-hand corner of the sheet for the edit list and create another power, all right? There's that powers again. We're going to get rid of that. We are going to call this fighter features. Even though Gimbal is not a fighter, I don't even know what Gimbal is. Well, Gimbal's a wizard. I didn't know if he was a wizard or sorcerer. So Gimbal is a wizard. But we're going to say that Gimbal's a fighter just for making, just for the sake of the tutorial. Now, remember I said there's 2 boxes when you create this new power. The box on the right renames the actual category. We want to call this fighter class features, okay? This is where you're going to put your second win. This is where you're going to put your action surge. This is where you're going to put your indomitable, all that other stuff. All right, piece of cake. Click anywhere else, and there you go. Change it from powers to fighter class features. It keeps your character sheet nice and organized. You know where everything is. So now let's go ahead and we're going to make second wind. Okay, second wind is a a fighter only feature that you can heal with a bonus action, a D10 plus your fighter level. Okay, so we're going to get a little bit more complex with this. We're going to rename this. So remember, type in your skill name over here, Second Wind, right? Get out of edit mode, and then go back to combat. We'll go back to actions, right? So now you don't have your pendant. We need another heal because Second Wind is a heal as well. So as before, right click, go to the add action arrow on the radio menu, hit it. We're going to need add heal. Hit that again, and there you go. It adds our pendant. Now we got to put the command or the syntax into that heal. Click on the second magnifying glass, and there you go. It'll be Second Wind. It is self only this time, and that's why I'm using this. You want to change this from targets to self only. This does not allow you to use it on anybody but yourself. All right. So pick up it's still hit points. So pick up your 10-sided die because it is a 1d10. Drop it down. Now the stat, you're going to have to rifle through these and look for level. All right. Base would be whatever your main stat is, and then it'll also have your stats. Do you get a proficiency bonus? But there it is. There's the level. Leave that there. All right. And then there's no other bonus. So now you're done. Second Wind is done. All right. Close that magnifying glass up. And there you go. So now let's go ahead and put, let's take our wounds off of, let's leave some wounds back on Shen. And then we're going to put 6 wounds on Gimbal. So let's try to Second Wind on Shen. Now, it actually did heal Shen. I don't know why it did, but it's supposed to be self-only. All right? But let's go ahead and heal ourselves and drop it on there. When you drop it on there, see it deducted it down. The 1 + 1 is 2. Now, you only get to use Second Wind one time, and then you got to have a rest, right? So let's go ahead and go into our mode button. Remember where I talked about preparation. Now find preparation. And now you can see all of your custom items that you had. How many healing potions you got. You can do that. But it also keeps track of your healing potions on your equipment tab too. So I would just not use that for healing potions, but for Second Wind, you get to use it, once. So you'll click on that, and you go into preparation mode. There we go, and you get to use Second Wind one time. All right. And then you would change it between daily or whatnot. So pretty cool, huh? There's everything. 1d10 + 1. Self only. There's all your information. You can use Healing Word one time. Now you can see here, as you close everything back up, go back into your actions and combat, you can see you have a radio button. Second Wind, you can use it once. All right. When you click it, it disappears. Pretty cool. And you're like, oh, crap, how do I get it back? Well, you can get it back by going into preparation, or the DM. Well, this is pretty cool. This is a great thing about Fantasy Grounds, too. He'll right-click he'll go to the menu. Right-click. Yeah, this is my first time playing on Fantasy Grounds. Thanks for watching. Go to the menu, hit rest. And then you can do long or short rest, and we'll just say a long rest. And look at that. Your Second Wind pop back up again. Pretty damn cool, huh? So, yeah, really nice. So let's do something even more complex, all right? We'll say that Gimbal is a rogue now, and we want to add extra damage onto our attack. And there's a lot more syntax involved in this because you only get to use sneak attack once per round. It adds extra damage. So there's a lot going on. There's several variables instead of just throwing a heal. So there's a couple of great sources online, and I mentioned this earlier. There's a couple of great sources. The first one is the D&D 5e Fantasy Grounds Wiki. All right. And here it is right here. It's fantasygrounds.com/wiki/index.php/5e_effects. I'll put this link down in the comments section below, so you'll easily be able to find it, or you can go to Google and just type in Fantasy Grounds 5e Wiki, and it'll pop up that way. All right. This has the list of everything, and it breaks it down into conditions. It tells you blinded, it grants advantage on attacks and disadvantage on attacks. All right. Granted, it grants attacks against you. And then if you attack, you get disadvantage. And it has all the syntax, right? It tells you all the syntax. All of the, you know, how you would skill, then the name, et cetera, and et cetera. This is beautiful. And then off to the side, it tells you what it does. So if you want to add con or anything to a check or armor class or anything like that, that's all you do. AC, right there, semicolon, bam, put in the number, and it'll manually add it on top of your AC. Then you can go and even add how many rounds are, you know, colon, 10 for 10 rounds, 1 minute. And every time the combat tracker loops, it'll take that 10, take it to a 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bam. Then it would disappear by default. So get used to the syntax and on the 5e effects wiki. Really nice. It'll help you out big time. And then here's some examples. If you want to add resist, there you go. I mean, it's really nice. Here's some more examples of already complete syntax, especially for if you are using a barbarian and you're the path of the spirit totem warrior. Then for your bear, if you have the bear, then you would take all this, copy paste it in there, piece of cake. If you're playing a barbarian and you go to rage, it gives you advantage on strength checks, advantage on strength saves. It'll add 2 damage, but as you level, don't forget, the higher level you get for a barbarian, you'll have to go back in and change this damage of 2 to a 3, 4, 5 or something like that. Now it's going to also give you resist on bludgeoning, slashing, and piercing, which is very powerful, and so forth. You just look through this list, and there's another source, and here's magic items that were created. Really nice. So just take a look at that. There's all kinds of stuff. All kinds of stuff. All the syntax is there. Okay. Now, the next page that I want to show you is by one of the more active members of the Fantasy Grounds community. His name is Zacchaeus. He does a lot of module plugins. He creates a lot of maps for the published 5e adventures. Like he did a complete Out of the Abyss map pack. Really beautiful. I recommend downloading it. Just type in Fantasy Grounds Zacchaeus map pack or Out of the Abyss map pack, and you can find that also that way. So here's a post by Zacchaeus, and this is also a general how-to video with a bunch of different channels that do tutorials. Like your Smiteworks, Zorn does a bunch, Deluxe Oz. Yeah, thankfully he has mine. Thank you very much. I appreciate that, Zacchaeus. And then here's the 5e stream that Fantasy Grounds has. All right. Then you come down here and he has a complete package series for all 12 classes in D&D. Everything from the barbarian to the fighter to the warlock. Complete class packs. And all you do is you just download these. You just click on it and download it. All right. I'll also have this link down in the comment section down below. And I really recommend you guys, if you're a DM, these are a must-have. This is going to save you a lot of pain, a lot of heartache, and a lot of misery trying to figure out syntax in 5e. this has all the work done for you. Zacchaeus has already done it. And thank you to Zacchaeus for putting this on the community forums, because it has saved me a bunch of time. It has saved my players a bunch of time. And I totally am a very huge proponent of saving time. Right. So let's go ahead. Like I said, I'll have those links in the comments section down below. And let's look at those class packs, shall we? I'm going to set the old gimbal off to the side. Now, if you're in my campaign, if you're in my D&D 5e campaign, or if you're in my Adventures League games, there's a lot of characters in here, as you can see. And the list grows on a weekly basis. All right, I've got all my games in this one 5e hub because of the new 3.2 patch, and I'm glad that I did that. Now, I have 12 level 20 characters. These are the Zacchaeus class packages. All right, here's the Barbarian. It will say a Barbarian level 20, a Paladin level 20, a Cleric level 20, a Bard level 20, etc., and etc., and etc. There are no owners on them unless someone is currently looking at them. So they are always free, and you can always claim one to look at the class that you want to add some syntax. So I always go in there, and before I shut down Fantasy Grounds every time, I always delete the owners of the character sheet. So you can always go in and look. So to go back to Gimbal now, there's a couple of great resources for you guys, like I said. The 5e Wiki and Zacchaeus Post. Links will be down below. Will, take it easy, man. Have a good one at work, man. And hey, everybody, what's going on? I was a little late, but hey, everybody. So we're going to go to the Rogue. Remember I said I wanted to add Sneak Attack, right? And there it is right there. A Rogue level 20. Just open that up. The whole you don't need anything on this character sheet. This character sheet does not mean anything except for the Actions tab. Click on that. Now look at that. Look at all of the features that he has made. He's basically gone through every class and added all of these features for every single class and every single archetype for every class. So here's baseline rogue stuff under rogue power, evasion, and sneak attack. And then if you're an assassin, there's death strike. If you're an arcane trickster, here's magical ambush and versatile trickster. Or if you're one of the a new rogue from the Sword Coast Adventurer's Guide, you can be the swashbuckler, and he's already added those in. There's elegant maneuver, panache, and rakish audacity. And it has all the effects built in. All you have to do is copy paste those on to your condition. So Gimbal, he's a rogue now. Poof! The DM says, Gimbal, Glitter Gold, you are now a rogue. Rogues at level 1 get sneak attack, right? So let's go to our actions. Remember, go to the edit list. We're going to add another power. And now we're going to call this Rogue Class Features in the box on the right. See the theme. Click in another box. There it is. It puts it in descending alphabetical order. And now we have our Rogue Class Features up here. And this is going to be Sneak Attack. So now we rename this Sneak Attack. Voila. We'll get out of edit mode. We'll right click on Sneak Attack. And we are going to add an action. But this time, we are going to add an effect. Because we are going to take this Sneak Attack. If our attack is successful, and if we meet the requirements for Sneak Attack, which is very easy to obtain in 5e, then we will take this Sneak Attack pendant, drop it on our character, and then roll damage on the target that we're hitting. And then therefore that pendant will add in with our damage, and voila, we'll add an extra die. All right. So go ahead and hit effects, and you're going to see there's a little zombie icon. All right. Let's open up the magnifying glass, and here's where we put all of the syntax up here. And then here's duration, and then targeting expenditures. All right. So there's a lot going on there. I know it looks like a lot, and you're probably saying, oh, crap, I can't do this. Well, God, yeah, you can, guys. If I can do this, You guys can damn sure do this. Seriously. All right, so remember, we have our level 20 rogue, a rogue level 20. We want to do sneak attack. Just cheat and look at sneak attack. You can't drag and drop it, unfortunately. I wish you could drag and drop it from one sheet to another, but you can't. So we want to look at the syntax for sneak attack, don't we? So open up the first magnifying glass. Look at that, all that syntax. That looks confusing, doesn't it? Of course it does, if it's your first time doing it. But just hit the second magnifying glass, and there you go. There's the same box for good old Gimbal. We just want to match everything up. And all you have to do is just highlight it and paste it. Damage, 10d6. Obviously, a level 1 rogue is not going to do 10d6 damage. So just go to 1d6 damage, and then every other level you get another die. The duration is till the end of the round. Okay. Leave that like it is. Target, it's self only. Click to self. And then it expends on your next damage roll, because you only get one per round. There's several options in here. There's never, there's on next action, on next roll, once per modifier, or never. Go to on the next roll. Match it up. Sneak attack is done, guys. You didn't even have to go to the 5e wiki to rack your brain trying to figure out how to write syntax in there. It's beautiful, isn't it? It is beautiful. All right, so now let's go ahead and let's attack Sheen. We're going to say that Gimbal's up for attack again. And let's go ahead and put this back in combat mode. Well, actions mode and combat. All right. You don't need to worry about putting any radial buttons, how many times you get to use it. You get to use it once a round. All right. Unless you have some kind of feat later on that lets you add it again, which there's not one. I'm just saying, just giving you examples. Now, let's go ahead and roll an attack on Shen. Just take your attack, drop it on Shen. 13 plus 4 is an attack with your dagger versus Shen, and it's a hit. So, let's say you got to sneak it. Let's say you got advantage on him, all right? You get to add in your sneak attack. You've got to, somebody else engaged him or something. So now, like I said, take this zombie icon. I need to get a drink, guys. My apologies. Take the sneak attack icon. You don't drop it on Shen. He's going to get the damage. But you take that and put it on Gimbal. You put it on yourself. Now look, you're going to have the effect. You're going to roll damage at 1d6. And remember the syntax. It's self-only, and it's going to expend or disappear on your next roll. All right? So now we've got our sneak attack loaded up. Now we want to roll damage, right? Let's see how much damage we do to Shen of the Fin now. Take your damage up here, and it's not only going to roll the 4-sided, but it's going to add in an additional 6-sided for damage. And look, they both rolled. The sneak attack pendant disappeared. It expended. And your damage to Shen was heavy damage, 9. 2 from your 4-sided, 5 from your sneak attack, which is great, and 2 for your damage bonus modifier, giving you that total of 9. You almost took them out in one shot. So that's basically how you add them. And you can, guys, like I said, it's so easy. All you do is you just go to Zacchaeus's page, download all of the different class effects packs, and just copy paste those out. Match all the durations up, match all the expends up, and you're golden. Piece of cake, everybody. That is how you add syntax onto character sheets in D&D 5e. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Like I said, I'll put these links down in the comment section below for the 5e effects wiki from Fantasy Grounds and also for Zacchaeus's page. So, all right, AMA time, guys. Ask me anything. What's going on, guys? Now that I'm at the AMA, what do you guys have any questions? Let me go back to this character sheet. Let me open up Gimbal. I've got to I got to get rid of this fighter section, and I've got to get rid of this rogue section. My player is going to be like, "What in the hell? What in the hell?" So let's delete this. I'll delete it when we're done. I'll just go ahead and delete it now, I guess. Delete that. Delete the rogue section. I'll keep the potions section on there. There we go. Questions, guys. Questions. What's up? What's up, Phil? You just made it on? Who are you mentioning when I say he made this? I'm mentioning Zacchaeus. Good to see you made it, Joe. What's up, Dactar? Yeah, there's like I said, can you really drag and drop? Did they change that with 3.2? If they did, that would be awesome. That would actually be bonerlicious. Let's see, let's see. I'll just take anything from the monk. You drag and drop it from the star or something? How do you drag and drop it? From what? The dragon? Get the fuck out of here. You can drag and drop those now. Holy shit. Wow, that is amazing. That is awesome. Wow, thanks for letting me know that. That is awesome, Dactar. I tried to do that before, but Jesus Christ, man. It was so tedious. Thank you so much, man. I guess that has to be a 3.2 thing, because that didn't happen before. Thanks for letting me know that. Joe, what do you mean by could you do level for that level requirement? Yeah, I will definitely do that. Yeah, definitely easy. Yeah. That's great. Yeah, what do you mean, Joe, by could you do level for that level requirement? You guys got the email okay? The Patreon email? I guess you guys did. You could try it out. I haven't tried that, Philip. I just do whatever the skill says. I mean I guess if you were doing maybe 4th edition or something, or actually 13th age, I would imagine that syntax would be good for 13th age. Because everything is level times weapon. So if you have a D8 longsword at level 1, at level 5, that D8 goes to 5D8, because you gain a weapon damage every time you level. Yeah, I always put those out about 20 minutes or so before the stream, because I don't make the event until then. I guess I could make the event early. I guess I could do that. I don't think there's a limit on how far ahead I can create one. That way, all you have to do is go to the actual post on the Patreon page, and then just click on the link from there. Then you don't have to wait for the email. I guess I could start doing that. So do you guys have any other questions or anything like that? Because I'm going to be heading out and getting into the team. The Discord server. If you guys don't have any more questions or anything, so I went to Little Caesars earlier tonight with my son, and they they gave our order away to another person, so we had to wait, which is no problem. I understand mistakes happen. I'm totally cool with that. I wasn't in no hurry anyway. But they actually gave us a coupon for a complete order of what we ordered, and plus they didn't even charge us for tonight. Man, that was really nice of them to do. That is something that is something you just don't expect. Honestly, that was really nice though. I would imagine that it also depends on the rule set, Joe, because syntax is different for every single rule set. But it should work for 5e. I don't see why it wouldn't. Yeah, the whole bill, Phil. Yeah, the whole bill. It's actually really nice. So we got a coupon too, and we didn't even have to pay tonight. Pretty crazy. First time ever that's happened. Oh, neither have I. My son came out to the car because he went in to pick it up, and then he hands me the money and he goes, "I'm like, are they out or something?" He goes, "No, they gave our order away, and they told us not to worry about paying, and here's a coupon too for the same exact order, and it has everything wrote down what we get on the coupon." Really nice, man. Holy cow! Thanks, Little Caesars, man. Very excellent. All right, everybody. Well, I think I'm going to go ahead and head out then. All right. Well, the question related to the stream: do I know if there is a way to make a weapon crit on more than a 20? What do you mean on a roll higher than a 20? I don't. There may be that you could probably do that as you'd have to be a programmer to do something like that, Philip. I would imagine it would have to be something that would be an extension or something like that. Because everything is based off of 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 20, and then you can also right click these and do custom die too, but there's nothing to, actually say, oh yeah, on a crit or a 19 or 20. Yeah, that's a piece of cake, man. Here, I'll show you how to do it. Go back to your character sheets, and on the actions tab, it's sort of in like a very hidden spot, guys. It's in a hidden spot. All right. Yeah, if you're going to be like a champion fighter, the champion gets to crit on a 19, and then later on in levels at like 17 or 18 or something like that, they get to crit on an 18, 19, or 20. So on your actions tab, all the way at the very top where it says weapons, hit the little magnifying glass here. When you click on that, it's going to have your weapon meta. All right. This is where you change your melee crit from a 20 down to whatever. Your ranged 20 down to whatever. Now, this even goes a step further, and if you're playing like a half orc and you get to, your half orc on a crit gets to roll an additional die then you would add melee and range, or I think it's melee only for the half orc. You would just take and add an extra 1 in there. So instead of doing on a crit with a dagger 2d4, as a half orc, you would do 3d4 because it has the extra melee in here. So, but yeah, that's go to the actions tab, very top, weapons, magnifying glass, and then that has your weapon meta. Crits and extra crit die. So a lot of people don't know that, but it's hidden kind of. So there you go. Good question. Good question. All right, everybody. So thanks for hanging out. I totally appreciate it. I'm going to go ahead and head out. It's 9 o'clock. It will do it for every single, any attack that hits a 19, you'll crit. You can't do it individually. It's universal, Philip. It's universal per character. All right. Now, if you're playing Pathfinder and you have different crit level ranges for Pathfinder, then the Pathfinder rule set has that built in. And it's totally different from 5e. Some weapons crit on an 18, 19, 20. Some weapons crit on a 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So that's all in Pathfinder in 3.5. All right. But for 5e, it's universal because there's no class that has critting except for there's no archetype or class except for the champion fighter. That's it. So, all right, everybody. Thanks for hanging out. I guess I'll see you guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow for my other broadcasts. I've got 2 broadcasts tomorrow. I've got the Fantasy Grounds workshop at 4 o'clock and the Fantasy Grounds channel. We're going to be taking a look at rule sets tomorrow. And we'll also be taking a look at Volo's Guide to Monsters. And then tomorrow night, I've got my Dungeon Master workshop where it's going to be on the Twitch channel. And that has Spellcasting 101. We're going to go over everything in Chapter 9 and 10 in the Player's Handbook. Well, everything in Chapter 9, we're not really going to talk about spells. I mean, we're just going to talk about the mechanics of the spells, a lot of things that people are confused about and get things wrong and stuff like that. So we're going to take a look at that tomorrow. How to calculate, how many spells per day you get. We'll talk about the Wizard spell book, a set number of spells, the hybrid classes. We'll talk about all that stuff. So, all right, guys, I appreciate you guys hanging out and watching. I will see you guys tomorrow at 4 p.m. in the Fantasy Grounds channel. So thank you guys again, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye. Thank you guys again for all of your support. I can't thank you guys enough. It means the world to me. So guys, gals, see you tomorrow. Bye for now.